What's going on? My name is Dan Corrigan. I'm here with Keen Ramps. Today I'm going to be showing you a trick that a lot of people struggle with, even if they can already do it on rails. They a lot of times struggle how to figure out how to push the grind on a ledge, which is kind of reverse of what most tricks are. And the trick is frontside and backside Smith grinds, but today I'm just going to focus on frontside Smith grinds. A lot of it does apply to backside Smith grinds, but slight different tweaks and different pressure points I'm not going to get into. Anywho, frontside Smith grinds. One of the biggest issues that I see with this trick is people lean too far forward because they think that they have to put all their weight on the front foot to keep the front truck down. And that is not the case. But before we get into all of that, I'm going to show you the best way to figure this trick out. First things first, you have to be able to 50-50 very consistently. Sometimes I feel like the same body weight that you would use to 50-50 a very sticky ledge is the same body weight you would use to Smith grind a very slippery ledge. So kind of keep that in mind as you go through these motions. I think the best way to figure this out though is to do some Smith stalls. So just kind of like rolling very, very slowly, kind of to figure out where you want to ollie and where you want to put your body weight. I think the best bet is like just practice doing that. Obviously I didn't land it, and it doesn't matter. It's just about getting into it. When you do a Smith grind though, your body weight is very much heel heavy. If you're goofy, heel heavy is going to be on this side. But whatever side your heel is, that's where your weight's going to be. You're going to be pushing it against the ledge, and you're going to be leaning back. And all your front foot does is you're not necessarily leaning on your front foot. There's not really weight there. You're kind of stiff legging it, and that's keeping your nose from coming up. You're just kind of holding it out there without putting weight on it. So in other words, you can push down on your tail, and if I put my foot right here, I don't actually have to necessarily push down on it to keep the nose down. I just kind of keep it extended, and it's going to hold it there. Another tell sign of whether you're putting your body weight wrong is when you're doing your Smith grinds, if this is happening and you're falling forward, that's not it. That you are leaning wrong. You want your fit falls to look more like you get into a Smith grind and you're slipping out. You want more of a shootout factor when you're trying to do this trick. So when I first learned this trick, I actually learned it on a skate park ledge that was slanted, like it was like sort of set up like this, and I was just Smith tapping the end of it. And that downhill made it a lot easier to hold and push. But this is one of those tricks that you're gonna need to play with. No matter how much I describe where your body weight needs to be, you're probably still gonna make the same mistakes because it is counterintuitive to stiffen your front leg and to kind of like push your momentum forward while you're leaning backwards. But it is a very much a backseat trick. If you ever see footage of someone holding a long Smith grind, they're usually like sort of in this position. A lot of times you'll see people Smith with just their toe holding the board down. Like that's not necessarily style points. That's just what happens when you're leaning back, but you're still trying to hold the nose down. Kind of holding it crooked like this, like it doesn't really feel like you're very sideways. If you're locking your Smith grind way over here, it's gonna wanna shoot you out. So you really do want your wheel to be kind of like rolling against the side of the ledge. The closer this front truck is to the ledge, the more straight your board is, the easier it's gonna be to hold longer. All your pressure on the heel side, and that's really it. I think it's not a bad idea to find like a good skate park ledge and just wax the living crap out of it and just kind of go slow and do some stalls and try to push them. I see a lot of my friend, like actually my girlfriend in particular, when she does Smith grinds, she can land Smith grinds, but usually when she does it, the first couple tries, she'll lean too far forward and then she'll slowly start like pushing her momentum further and further back, because it is more comfortable to get into this trick kind of leaning over here, because that's what you do for 50-50s. You're kind of more front weight heavy. But Smith grind, it's kind of like a similar body weight to a 5-0 grind that you're holding down on your front foot. So I'm gonna do a couple Smith grinds. I wanna get kind of a wider angle so you can see where my body weight is, and you know, just kind of like go from there. I'll film some in slow-mo, some in fast-mo, so you can get an idea for it.
Fast-mo.
Fast-mo. one not terrible strategy to getting used to the pushing of the grind is to tap the end of the box. Because let's say you end up like right here and your front truck's already off the end of it. It kind of teaches you how to hold it down, but the issue with this is if you don't have the perfect timing, you kind of nosedive into the ground. I also did sort of use that strategy when I was trying to figure it out. I always suggest learning how to grind the trick first at the beginning of the box and not necessarily try to pop out early, but to figure out the body weight, because knowing that the end of the box there is sort of a mental trick to force you to try to push the grind longer because you have forever to grind. Whereas if you're looking at the end of the ledge and you're getting on right here, you're sort of anticipating the end and it can kind of put your body weight in the wrong spot. So practice the grind at the beginning of it and then first land your first one, maybe more at the end of it. Little Smith grind taps. Isn't the worst strategy. It is what I use, but I'm a sucker for popping out in the middle of the ledge. So if you can figure out how to get out of the ledge in the middle, that's gonna be your best bet. And for Smith grinds, all that is, as you can see, is I'm kind of ollieing out. But if you don't have, you know, the board control to really snap an ollie, you're literally just kind of turning it into a 5-0 for a second, and you're just gonna kind of go diagonally off. And the second you lift up and start turning this way, you literally just fall off and you're just gonna just ride away. Smith grind 180s is also a very like sort of natural trick. It's easier to push a grind with a Smith grind if you're thinking front 180, because I know the long Smith grinds that I have held, I was thinking hold it like a Smith grind front 180 and then don't 180. Because when your momentum's locked with your shoulders kind of parallel, it pushes the grind a lot easier. It's kind of uncomfortable, but it's the easier way to hold the frontside Smith grind. For Smith grinds, some people ride parallel. I prefer to come in slightly diagonal. Like I'll come in kind of at this angle, but I have seen people do Smith grinds like this. Honestly, it doesn't make the most sense to me, but whatever's more comfortable for you. I recommend maybe coming at a little angle. And yeah, just stalling it first, waxing the crap out of it, grinding a little bit, and ultimately maybe tapping the end of the ledge is maybe the safest bet. This box right here that we're using is actually a custom box that Dale has that Keen Ramps did for him. But these same dimensions we actually do sell. We sell a 8-foot long box, we sell a 6-foot long box, we sell a 4-foot long box, and we always use this square coping right here that sticks out ever so much. It sticks up 1/8 on the inside, and that's actually really good for Smith grinds, because when you lock into a Smith grind and your wheel has a little space to lock on the inside, it's going to help hold you in the grind. So our boxes in particular are very good for learning Smith grinds and feeble grinds, crooked grinds as well. Kind of all grinds, when you have that 1/8 sticking up, it's just going to really help hold you in there. And that's usually the dimensions for all of our boxes, including our slat pad, which is actually only 6 inches tall. So all of those obstacles you can find on our website, as well as quarter pipes, mini ramps, basically any skateboard obstacle you can think of, we sell. All sorts of dimensions, different sizes, depending on how big your backyard or the space that you personally have is. Yeah, and that's just kind of the rundown of the frontside Smith grind. Until next time, my name is Dan Corrigan. Thanks for watching.